I think the part that really gets me on the song is when he says, I don't have brain cells for clever conversations, eh?
No. Am I sounding like Barry White?
Well, let's say Barry Brown, yeah.
All right. It's cold in Rosebank, you know.
You know who you sound like right now?
Who do I sound like?
Bafana.
Bafana. Not the football team.
No. The legend. You know who. Bafana Nkosi, WBN.
I was with him 2 days ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He was at the book launch.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you for the invite, by the way.
It's a pleasure, man.
How? Say it Linda.
No. It's one of many.
I know.
So don't worry.
Yeah. I'll be there.
We can't leave the best tea out of any invite.
No. Yeah. Definitely.
So remember, we were talking about elders. So we have to respect the elders first. So Wilson Bingos is part of the leadership. When you got it, then when you got it to Sasa Grant, so you will be next. So we have to respect the order. You know? So I jump. Malume. Hey man, what an honor. Thank you.
What an honor, yes, to me, for sure.
No, to me. To be invited here.
But you know.
I know nothing.
No, you know very well.
Oh, Barry White.
Anytime you say Gqimm, we stop and say Shelele ngeno.
Enangenisa kamnandi. Lini izulu ngaphandle.
Yeah.
Ngilethele inhlanhla kodwa.
No kuyabonakala ukuthi kuze bani.
Ngoba kusekhaya.
Awuzweke.
Nazoke.
You start the book and you open it up at 35.
Yeah.
First heart attack.
Because life could have ended and there would have been no book. So we have to start where a lot of cross-examination, introspection, deep thinking had to happen about life. So I know the book starts off like in a very dramatic Netflix manner.
Yeah.
Like, yo, let's cook the guns.
I mean, right now, like, are there chapters after this line?
Because this is it.
Yeah.
So we had to be intentional. And I got to thank Mandy Wiener because, my goodness.
Award-winning writer.
Oh, man. I would not have made this journey with the book if it wasn't for her. If it wasn't for the team at Pan Macmillan, for example.
Yeah.
They were so great. I don't know about books. I'm a broadcaster.
That's right.
Yeah. But Mandy helped, you know. I asked the questions, remember. That is my job.
Yes.
Now, I have to be vulnerable to somebody who is going to be capturing my story.
That's right.
But she's also going to look at me in the eye and say, yes, ropa manj.
Yeah.
You know, let's go deeper. Where's the emotion? Where are you? Relax. Trust me. So we have to develop a level of trust in the person to say, this is not Mandy Wiener who's working at 702 who might go break the story onto the newspaper.
Right.
You know, there's a level of trust that has to be developed. And that's exactly what happened in the journey of this book. So once the level of trust was developed, hey, umuntu okhuluma ngabo Radovan Kreitzer, the Underworld, the Lolly Jacksons of this world.
Like I said, award-winning journalist.
Yeah. So now I'm saying Gqimm, I don't understand, you know. But the way it starts, again I repeat, is intentional because life might not have happened after that heart attack.
Take me to you. Were you unconscious after that and then woke up in hospital?
No, I had to be conscious because these guys wanted my medical aid card. So before the ambulance moved, they needed to know, Uti, from Rivonia,
yes,
do we go to Baragwanath? Or do we go to Sunning Hill, which is 3 minutes away? So if the medical card is not there, we have a long road to Baragwanath.
And
Yes. So a lot of people know the story, but I repeat again that the following day when the doctor tells me that I was 23 minutes away from dying, then I'm thinking, from Rivonia to Bara, might not have made it beyond Gordon Road off ramp. Yeah, that's where the lights would have issued immediately.
Yeah.
Then, thankfully, we didn't find that medical aid card. I had to just think, my ear, nose, and throat doctor is at Sunning Hill. phone him. He'll give you the details.
That's right.
And
at least you were of that alert mind to even think of that.
I had to, because I realized the power of the so-called medical aid card and medical aid membership and what it meant in terms of life and death. And then yaqali engine, ambulance. Then we drove 4 minutes to Sunning Hill. So that is how the intervention happened, because with the heart attack, it's all about time. And you don't have time on your hands.
Post this, you're back on your feet.
Yeah.
You're back doing what you love doing. Sports.
Yeah.
Broadcasting sports. Bringing the decision makers, the key players, the instigators to sit in front of you. Is your view changing now in terms of why you do what you do?
The view is being enhanced, because now I'm like, yo, guys, I was quoted to meeting Tupac, chilling with Luther, Nat King Cole, Whitney Houston.
Which sounds like a great time.
The gentleman you just played now, the Big Buzzer, Barry White.
Oh, yeah.
I was quoted to meeting those guys. So what do I do that's going to be different? How do I channel what we are doing? And that is why the sports show evolved. You and I know sport. We know last week Ukuthi Pirates by Cherryl.
Right. Yeah.
But what more can we deliver to people than what they know? So engaging in talk and engaging in issues that revolve around the administration of the game, whatever the game is, cricket, rugby, whatever.
Yeah.
That is what became an important thing. So when you see the injustices that are happening around it, then it is now your duty as somebody within the public broadcaster to bring about public-related issues. And that is why when the SJN hearings happened around cricket, we had brought in the black players who had been prejudiced against as professionals.
Yes.
So when Advocate Dumisan Sabeza said, we're going to start a hearing, it was on the back of the shows that we had done. So you're making a difference, a transformation difference in rugby, in cricket, in sports generally. And that was part of the drive and the kick, Malume, that I got after that 2008 heart attack, was to, what am I going to live for and about?
Yeah.
What difference am I going to live for? Because people say, hey, you are lucky, you survived 2 heart attacks, you survived COVID pneumonia. That they're sparing you for.
Yes.
So then I have to find within myself the internal purpose and reason. And that's why when I reach out spiritually and say in the morning or in the evening, that's
right.
I'm going to keep on living. I'm going to keep on trying to do this.
Yeah.
I will be tripped up. Yes, I will be fired. I will be... All of those things. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they would have never developed or formed the word fired if there's no practical examples of people that get fired. Yeah. So if we are living proof, maybe one day in the dictionary, they'll take out the word fired.
That's right. If you just join in, that's the voice, unmistakable voice of Robert Marawa. Gqimm Shelele, the book is out. And this is basically a conversation around it. So I feel, watching from a distance and listening from a distance, this second half of Robert Marawa also brought in a lot of drive to a point that it unsettled a couple of people. You felt like, I do not have enough time, but the time I have now, I will use it to do, to speak, to reveal, to expose, to whatever, right? And that also rattled a few cages.
Yeah, cages were meant to be rattled. But it's not intentional. I think people misread it at times. You know, when you're in pursuit of the truth, when you're in pursuit of open engagement, it might seem like you're rattling the cage, and you're not. All you're seeking is the truth. All you're seeking is answers, because if you are in a position of authority, please be accountable.
Oh, yeah.
Please don't take it personally. Please don't think it's a witch hunt on you. No, it is your position.
Yeah.
So that is why if you had a chance with the president of the country, Cyril Ramaphosa, to sit here now,
That's right.
I would use that 15, 20 minutes with him to actually give him a bit of a grilling.
Yeah.
Because the nation is angry. The nation is not happy. The nation has to duck potholes, not have water, not have lights, not have anything.
Yeah.
So why did you want to come into power? If you can't deliver. If the people that work with you can't deliver. If the people that are working for you can't put railway lines and all sorts of things. Gandhi, what was this wonderful life that you were being promised?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you utilize that time to say, nice, very president, and take photos and make him feel very presidential.
Yeah.
But he has got to be answerable.
Yeah.
So anyone in position, you got to treat as a president and not wishy-washy stuff around the appointment, because otherwise he's a ceremonial guy. Then maybe the country needs a CEO and we don't have to go to Congress and conference.
That's right.
We just choose a CEO, or we choose a dictator, somebody who's going to crack the whip and make the country work.
Yeah.
So I use the same things in approaching the work that I do, because people undermine sport. People undermine the power.
It's entertainment.
Yeah, they undermine the power of sport. But then when they say that, the richest people in the world, maybe in the top 20, there'll be a good number of sports people there.
That's right.
Yeah, but there'll be no South African in the top 20, the top 100, the top 1,000, who's a sports person in that top anything in the world. But yet we got 60-odd million people here who could be on that list. But because we don't prioritize it, it becomes a problem.
As a social agent.
Absolutely. But they're happy to quote Madiba, hey, sport is that unifies, but where's the delivery?
Show it.
Yeah.
Live it, believe it. Are you insane still with Gregory Porter and Leila Hathaway? I knew Gregory Porter was coming in. I knew.
Oh, man. It just reminds me when I destroyed David Mojapelo. He had no idea of this thing.
He's sitting dark. I destroyed him on his show.
No, I destroyed him on the show multiple times.
David!
Yeah.
That's how you do it, bro.
Is he on air this time?
No. He's still doing push-ups now.
Oh, okay. What?
He takes notes and then he goes in.
What is he, pushing up the bones, or what is it? Oh, okay. My tambo ups.
It is a Sundowns face. Okay.
All right. No. You know what, musically, and I'm glad he's coming into the country next year.
Yeah.
Gregory Porter.
January he'll be.
My goodness.
4 sold-out shows.
I went online. I have no idea. I haven't bought a pair of socks online.
Yeah.
But when they said this guy, I went online. I follow instructions. They said, okay, pay. I'm not sure if it's a scam.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
That's right.
Even if I use my furniture store card, I am just going to say, okay, Bears Furnishers, Gregory Porter.
Yeah.
3 tickets. And I bought, because I also introduced my 85-year-old mother to Gregory Porter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So when we're driving long distance, so, hey, mfana mgonje, lo baba lo. And then I know exactly who, because she'll forget what the name is. Yeah. Then I just keep quiet. Go to the track. How do you have a... Then she's nangog. And then immediately, it's Gregory Porter, Leila Hathaway. So remember, the lineage is Donny Hathaway.
That's right.
And you can't go wrong.
Oh, come on.
You can't go wrong.
Oh, yeah.
And I just look forward to how he'll perform. And I think he's got a sense now, when they had to extend the number of shows, that, my goodness, in this Africa, the motherland.
Yeah. I spoke to him. He's been here before.
Yeah.
He even came to Kaya to give us a live performance.
Beautiful.
And we had a sort of a reconnection about that. Yeah. And if there's one thing that always hits him about South Africa is how authentic our ears are to his music, 1. 2, how easily adaptable he feels when he's here. He talks about a moment where he was taken to a church somewhere in Brits. Nothing but a cappella and hands.
Oh, wow.
He didn't understand the word what that was said, but he was moved.
In Brits.
In Brits.
The Brits.
The one and only.
Hey, I thought maybe there's a Brits here in Rosebank. Hello, hello, hello. This is Umajuputu, Robert Marawa, and you're listening to My Top 10 at 10. On the street, on the air. Kaya, 959.
Yes.
Yay.
Your adverts. This is Vestech, right?
University.
University.
Further.
Bramfontein. Bram.
Yes.
Varsity Bramfontein, SABC is in Auckland Park.
No, sorry.
Are you walking there? What's happening?
What else must I do? Shimon walk. What must I do?
No, give it a takes.
I'm going to be 2.
But you know.
I taxi. Hey, Baba, yeah, so I discount double-decker bus. But that was to go to town. If you wanted to go to Commissioner, you wanted to go to Carlton Center.
That's right.
Yeah, then you did the double-decker bus thing. But Wits, as long as you could see the building from where you were, you could walk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the decision was made, I walk. As we did every day.
Why?
There was no other choice. I walked every day from, our res was where the Wits Business School was.
Yes.
Ernest Oppenheimer Hall.
That's
EOH.
right. Yes.
You cross the highway, cross another highway, through to the, the backside of where Jubilee Hall was and
That's
into
right.
campus.
Yeah.
You walked to David Webster Hall on the other side. We walked. Nina Semkola, my fancy watch. Oh, I did 820
10,000 steps. Yes.
We were doing kilometers without knowing. No steps in, about 6,000 maximum, and you go buy a milkshake afterwards as a gift. Was not applicable. I walked. I could see the building, so I could walk.
And that became your cardinal point.
Yeah.
What are you studying?
At the time, I came to Joburg purely to study law.
And then?
And then that building.
Prakos Khatebe, by the way, you are the reason for him dumping studies to go to that building. By the way.
Yeah, by forming this Metro FM.
Yes.
It became a beast.
Hey.
But I do say in the book, though, that radio was never part of my journey. It was part of a journey that I thought was very sacred for very gifted, very talented people, people that I admired growing up.
Yeah.
So that's why the analogy of that small grey radio at school carries on. But I had no intention of being on radio. I loved listening to it.
Yes.
I respected it. Ngiyabonga, papa, I wash my hands. Me, I wanted to do television and sport. That's it.
And then how did it come about that you interview Aliyah?
I didn't even interview her. I heard her. I was on campus, supposed to go for a lecture, I think on West Campus. Because radio was always there.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to Vusi Letsualo. Vusi is doing like the lunchtime show.
The musical doctor.
Nazok. And because, again, I loved R&B, I love soul, I love hip-hop, rap music. So that's why one of the photos in the book, you'll see at school, at high school, there's a whole lot of, there's MC Hammer, Salt and Pepper, Kid and Play, all of them, they plastered on the wall.
Yeah.
Michelele from LA, who got hooked up with Dr. Dre.
That's right.
Yeah. So all of that is on the wall because I love to follow success stories of black people, African American black successes.
Oh, yeah.
So I would read up about Suge Knight and the struggles that they had.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I knew Aliyah before she really blew up.
Yeah.
Because I would read Right On magazine and Word Up and so on.
That's right.
That's where the posters came from.
Yeah.
And I knew of this kid that was bubbling under, but she was not a phenomenon yet in the world. So when I hear Vusi, I'm here with Aliyah. I'm like, no, man. Aliyah. So again, unbeknown, because this was going to be now my first walk or inquiry about where the SABC is, because they've showed to me before. But how do I get there? Then I was like, I'm going to walk. I don't know. I'm crazy like that. So I walked to go and meet Aliyah as if she had an appointment with me. So I walked. I asked, where's radio? Where's Metro? And as I walked through where the main reception is, where Metro and 5FM are now, coming through from Anti-Metro was 2 floors underground then. Right. So as they whipping across, I'm like, there she is. She's walking with the mother and just a security guy or a parking lot. I don't know where I mustered the courage from. So I go to the mother out of respect.
Of course, being an African man.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I'm not going to go and attack the daughter now. Oh, you know. So I introduced myself and like, no, I've been reading up about your daughter. I'd love to meet her, and you know. So no. She calls, hey, Aliyah, come through. And we exchange words, you know, we chat, talk about, you know, some of the stuff she had released, what her plans were. I really had no idea what I was going to ask her. I just said, I'm going to meet this lady. And there she was. By luck, they hadn't left the building.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking, but how am I actually going to prove to anyone that I actually met this girl? So there's no phones, there's no taking a photo or anything like that. And I feel back pocket, there's like an ATM slip, Nedbank ATM slip. And it was a sign I learned on the back of the slip. Shape, and poor lady, she did it, you know. And I kept that slip for years and years and years as a sign of the meeting that I had with her. And I mean, obviously, I went and bought the DVD of the plane crash and you know what happened before and what happened and why it was overloaded and so on. So so that was an experience, literally the first time with what would then become an international superstar.
True that. Gqimm Shelele, the book. There's no divorcing Robert. You know what I love about your life, what you do, and you as a person, is that you must know you have done it, not made it, but you have done it and done it well. When people can't divorce your name from your surname, you must just, you know what? It's a sign. To a point that when you say Robert, there's only one Robert that comes to mind.
Yeah.
And then, no, Marawa, what do you mean? How can you ask me which one?
Yeah.
Marawa.
Yeah.
We're talking about Mugabe here.
And you couldn't divorce his name with the surname.
Yeah. You know. So well done.
No, thanks. I mean, obviously there were always people saying, but you're in the industry. So like, okay, so you want me to call myself Robbie Rob or it's not going to work.
Yeah.
This is my name. This is my surname. Can we do work? And it stuck to that.
And that's the beauty about, you know, following that calling. We're not giving away the book. We're just giving you snippets of it so that you'll be able to read it. So we're pointing, just giving you timelines or timestamps on the book. You had failed romantic relationships. Are you writing about them?
Do they pass? So if they fail, we're the ones that pass. And if they pass, are they passing because they are heavenly made? Rhetorical question.
That's right.
That's why when I call you Malume, I call you Malume out of respect because of not only you, but the union that you've built, no ma'am.
That's right.
Or auntie, as I call her.
Who calls you Malume? That's where I got it from.
Nazo. It's a family thing.
Yeah.
So knowing both of your journeys, where there were moments where there was a speed wobble,
but there was.
100%. But then the union found itself again, because it was meant to be.
That's right.
So I draw inspiration from that because it is not easy.
Wow.
You know, it is not easy. So that is why I'm Nhlonipha Nobabil, because it was meant to be and you made sure that it happens.
Thank you. Yeah.
You know, people will say, but have a relationship with somebody who's in the industry. It's not that easy. My hours, your hours, it's just not.
It's not a content-based, yeah.
Ngoba sonke siya broadcast akushadweni.
Ngabe dala washada no Cherryl Manana ngithi.
You know, we've been together as broadcast partners for long.
That's
you know,
right.
but it doesn't work that way.
Okay.
You know, so I've been okay with whatever the journey is.
Yeah.
You know, but in terms of relationships, I mean, I talk about high school.
Nice.
You know, you have that high school love.
Yeah.
Somebody you fall in love for the first time, or maybe even discover what love is.
Yeah.
You know, and somebody who even years later, just the mere mention of their names is just like,
oh yeah.
Yeah. So I touch on that, experiences, coming to Joburg, encountering, you know, somebody you had watched on TV and ads, and all of a sudden, boom, the person's in front of you, and things transpire. Like I say, sitting at Kop, we can't give away too much.
Yes, exactly, yeah.
And up until you get engaged. You know, I never got married in my world.
Yeah. But you had a fiance though.
Yes. Yeah. So we
and I think that's the most publicized of them all, isn't it?
Yes. You know, I'm a little pickaninny. She's a superstar, so it had to be.
Yeah.
You know, get the. It's not because one wanted it to be that way.
Yeah.
And the beauty about it is that she's very supportive of the book, and she was at the book launch as well this week.
Oh, wonderful!
You know,
that's great.
And
guys, there's nothing like maturity. Oh, come on.
Exactly. For what? Why?
Exactly. Yeah? You don't throw the baby with the water.
No. That's now above. Half the time there's
Who
no
is
water.
Robert talking about? You can only find out if you read the book.
if you speculate that I had more than one fiance, then you'll be in trouble. But there's only been one.
Yeah.
So it's openly expressed. I mean, there's nothing to hide. The support systems. You know, my dad fell ill 2016. That's when he passed. He had a very short time.
Yeah.
Between diagnosis of stage 4 cancer and him passing.
It happened so fast, though.
You know, she was working in New York doing Quantico then, but took time, would ask for time off to come and support. You know, go to hospital, see the old man. You know, so those things are things that are never spoken about because when a trash Floyd wants to write their trash, they're never going to see the positive of anything.
That's right.
You know, so it only just takes a once in a lifetime opportunity to write a book and say, okay, so ibeka phansi ke le.
You are taking the world on, hence MSW, right?
Oh man, Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Your pride and joy.
A movement.
You're even blossoming. You're smiling talking about it.
No, yes. You have an option to pull your feet away, angithi?
Yeah.
Bazokucindezela bakupitshize mhlambe qhephuke uzwa nolodwa. But at the end of the day, you're not destroying the whole body.
Yeah.
You may be
limping.
Yeah, but you don't limp. You take time. I even said at the launch, I said the experience of being unemployed remember, I was radio unemployed, I was television unemployed.
All at the same time.
All at the same time, and all very deliberate, which is fine.
Yeah.
But it gave me time to go home and spend 2 months flat. Claire's no mum.
Sure.
Face to face. For the first time in my whole life. But I was sent to boarding school or had to go to boarding school from the age of 5.
Yes.
So I'm away from home for that long.
Wow.
Christmas is just Christmas, New Year, back to work. Christmas, New Year, you know, whatever. 2 months, Claire's fixing things around the house, sorting things out.
Back to being a boy, back to being a son. Uyathunywa.
Hey, utoast nje namhlanje ngoba isisu siyahwaya ungishayela utoast angilandele look, and I go and do that. It was to your mother, your parents, you're always a kid.
Yes.
And I enjoyed that. That was quality time that I would have never had.
Healing?
Beautiful.
Healing as well?
The most therapeutic ever. Because Umakeb, I know she's listening because she came up. She hadn't flown in an aeroplane since 2016.
Okay.
Yeah. She's had a back op, knee replacement. Yeah, but as a mother who brought us up as 4 kids, the duty on the kids to prop up her is all that much more powerful now.
Sure.
You know, so where people thought, whatever. You gave me quality time to spend with my mother and my family and all the family members that were there. So I never look at things like or you are angry or you no. There's no anger. Anger for what? Those are decisions that are taken by people.
Let me then, in this point, maybe as the last question for this hour, didn't you overstay your welcome? You know how it is. We've been saying this even when we were still on air.
Yeah.
The trick is to know when to go.
And remember when I left the first time, it was again, you know, out of spite and all sorts of things.
Sure.
And I'd vowed that I'm not going to come back. But because the power of people, the power of individuals that absorb what you and I do was overwhelming. So even if I was approached by the current CEO, I told him, no, I don't want to come back.
Yeah.
The power of the people, his persuasion, I said, okay, let's give this a try. Although I could have written it down after signing the contract, given it to you and say, TBose, this is how this thing is going to unfold. There'll be people that know which have got a 3-year contract. And come the end of that 3-year contract, it's not going to be renewed. Even if my show has 28 million listeners.
Yes.
Is making 28 million rand
a
for
day.
a day.
There'll still be people.
Yeah. So that I could have told you then. So again, I took Delela, but it's not. I strategically and specifically insisted that the show be called Marawa Sports Worldwide. Because whoever takes over from MSW cannot call it MSW because Marawa is now
gone,
fired.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I can take MSW anywhere. So I could play MSW or produce and present it from under the ocean, chilling with the whales and the sharks.
Yeah. It was
still be any MSW.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you for telling your story.
Thank you for allowing me to...
I think it's the bravest thing you have ever done. Over and above the fact that you fought to stand again.
Yeah.
But to tell your story like that in a book, you're basically walking naked, so to speak.
Oh, yes.
And vulnerability is not a weakness, it's a strength, isn't it?
You learn it. And I think anyone seeking shelter as well, Jobalini Zulu, needs to go into a mall to buy a cappuccino or Milo. Asihlangane lapha eMall of the South. Mangisokalang yakhona. Exclusive books. Let's take photos. Let's celebrate this life thing. Asiyithenga incwadi. Mawufuna ukuyifunda, uzoyifunda. Mawufuna ukuthengela ipresent, uzoyithengela ipresent.
Time for presents.
Mawufuna ukuyithatha uyifake etoilet uyiflashe, uzoyithatha uyiflashe, but uyithengile.
And naleso till sleep la sleep like sakho se ATMs lad.
No, so
A sign.
You never know.
You never know.
Sizokhwaya nje. But yeah, on a serious note, thank you so much. I mean, this has been an absolute pleasure. You know, this is a medium I've always loved. And when you have professionals and people that admire like TBose saying, please come on and talk about whatever and play music, then I'm eternally touched, sir.
I think we did play 2.5 songs.
Yeah, it's fairly good. So in past rate, I'm at 32. It was a 23%.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.